Welcome back to another traders interview where we have Pietro from Italy, who's currently in Croatia at the moment, who did $9,000 on his withdrawal. Been trading for 3 years, started at an early age between 20 to 21, and now making it in his trading. So, trading with myfundedfx, working in an inspiring story, and trading his style where mechanical trading was the main thing that changed from it. And I thought there's a really, really good interview today because you learn a lot from how things can change when you take your emotions out of it. He has some gems and some bombs that he drops that even I love and now I'll use moving forward. So strap your boots, enjoy the video, and make sure you stay tuned for the giveaway as well for all of these traders interview that are coming up. So welcome, Pietro. Welcome to My Funded FX. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. It's been super busy, but I'm excited. And you're the first interview I've had since I've been back. So I'm excited to do one again. So for the viewers and stuff, do you want to tell us a little bit about you, maybe like how you got into trading and how your journey's been so far, etc. And where
Right.
you're from?
So I started trading at 18 years old. I was still in high school, and yeah, I was trying to get in, get to know all these new internet online businesses. It was a little after, a little before the COVID crisis. So yeah, it wasn't booming already, but it would have boomed like 6 months from when I started. So
Hmm.
I started in close to 3 years ago, and yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough.
But that's the journey of it, right?
Yeah, as every trader can relate to my story. I mean, I've been to many, I've frequented many and met many fake gurus and stuff. But
That's
the
interesting.
positive thing from that is that from every person that I interacted with and I paid for education, I squeezed even if it was a tiny drop of knowledge or knowledge of what not to do. You get me?
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't wasted money or time. I mean, it could have been better invested, but yeah, nothing was wasted. And yeah, the more blood sucking thing was time investment and nerve investment. Because yes, mental health. We should
Mm,
start a fund for mental health for traders. Because
just
yeah,
traders.
well,
But I think just on that story, I think like this is for my own learning as well. But would you think that because obviously you said you bought these courses and stuff like that, right? And some of them were like blood sucking, some of them were crap, something was good. And I think what's really cool about you is what you just said is even though they were crap, you learned something as well, right? Which is
yeah,
important.
right.
You got to learn good thing. But do you think that you needed to do that too? Because one thing I've started to realize this year is I don't know if you agree on this, so it'd be cool to hear your thoughts. Is doing crap things and being scammed as well, right? Like getting scammed by things like that is actually kind of important. You need to kind of really be scammed and be stupid, and
Right,
you'd be like, "I'm never gonna do it again. Never
right.
gonna do it again." Right? Like overtrading, like making those mistakes. But for you and your journey, just my interesting like point of view, like, do you think that that may like it kind of got you there to where you are now faster, or do you think that if you skip that you would have got there faster? What's your kind
Yeah,
of take on that?
right. So I often think about this. I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have all those experiences. Because yeah, I'm the kind of guy that has to hit the head on the wall many times before learning. I won't learn from mistakes or from other people.
Yeah,
And let's say
me too.
if a friend of a relative or a relative would come to me and ask me to teach him trading, I wouldn't know where to begin. Because yeah, I could teach him how I do it now, but yeah, they wouldn't have the experience of the painful experience that
Mm,
people need to have
mm,
in order to not do certain things, such as over risking, over trading, and just the experience that you need to create something new. For example, I trade mechanically. I trade my mechanical strategies. I don't use discretionality because it led me to making too many mistakes. So you need certain knowledge. You need a broad, vast knowledge of concepts and theory in order to create something new. If something breaks or you get me.
yeah. I love that, and I'm with you on that as well because I trade mechanical too, and I think that I resonate with that a lot when you say that because when I traded discretionary, I may have made more money sometimes, but I think the problem was is because I'd made more money, it made you feel like small money was insignificant. For example, I had a 10-hour trade before on FTSE short, and then it just made 2 hour, 3 hour just feel like nothing. And then the problem with that is you are constantly, well, for me, I kept constantly looking for 10 hour, 10 hour, 10 hour, which is not good. So I think like a mechanical system for someone like me and yourself is this is what I do day in day out. I just do this, and if I don't care what happens, I just keep doing it because I
Right.
know at the end of the day that it's going to pay me. But then just to kind of go back on like your 3 years of like learning and stuff, just to kind of understand you a bit more. How did you kind of start like buying courses? Would you just like going on Instagram and stuff and just buying it, and then how did you kind of keep get to where you are now?
Yeah, right. So my first interaction with the forex world was actually signals, but not as everyone approaches them. So I there was this single signal group for like $50 a month
Hmm.
that came with a course. So I wanted to purchase it and study and learn to do my own thing.
Oh, cool.
Next thing you know, you have minimum deposit of $100 and they give you a signal on Nasdaq. So you, if you get stop loss, you just blow half of your account.
Yeah.
And I just studied the course and I realized it was shit because it wasn't working clearly. Yeah, but I was naive. I mean, new market, new world, still
Hmm.
in high school. So yeah, and then I joined a very famous actually academy. Let's call it that way. Uh, that that actually I joined in with a pretty good group in Italy
Cool.
that like had a separate group within the academy and gave like extra lessons and stuff. That was very nice for my growing. Yeah, they didn't teach me how to be profitable, but I gained a lot of experience. All the basics I got them there.
Hmm.
All technical stuff and behind the scenes of forex stuff I
Hmm.
learned there. For example, I don't know how stop runs really work, like really work.
Hmm.
How the banker is trying to take your stop loss and stuff, like how they
Hmm.
really work. I all learned that there, but not because of the academy, just because of the people that run the little group.
Mm.
And but I eventually left that and started English education, like in English.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been through the most famous groups a bit, but I started like it's been a year and a half, no, 2 years that I started trading and learning with other people, not trading with
Plus.
other people, just learning. And that I think that's a key factor because you will always have your down periods.
Hmm.
And yeah, having someone by your side that's in the process, like at the same level of you, more or
Mm.
less, it helps because yeah, it kind of gives you accountability, you know.
Mm, 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 mm,
You
mm,
can't
mm.
just leave everything and trade like try to hit 1 to 100 R and stuff. Yeah,
Which what
I've done
Instagram
that too.
and
I
everyone
couldn't.
does, right?
Yeah, actually, my record was 212 R on a trade. Full.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah, I was crazy back then.
It's
Full.
unsustainable though, right?
Yeah, full volume, but it wasn't sustainable. Yeah,
Mm.
because too many entries. One pip stop loss on EU. You know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not sustainable at all.
But then on these courses, like say, just an interesting like question: how many have you done in total, and then how much have you spent in total?
Oh, I couldn't quantify that because
Ballpark, just roughly.
I would just more than 10 for
Nice.
sure, probably more than 20. The problem is, yeah, I wouldn't. At some point, I would just buy courses and just keep them there until I was done with one,
Yeah.
and just to assume like assimilate all the concepts and you know,
Mm.
try to see different perspective from other traders because at a center point you kind of develop an ego but the healthy ego, yeah, like the self-respect one. You're not
Mm.
just a
Mm.
student of someone and you just follow them blindly. You have your own mind, you have your own reason, and you just want to see different perspective. You know that you'll get up there, and yeah, it's just a matter of time and dedication and effort.
I love
So at
that.
that point, I would just buy courses in order to just see other people's perspective, and I learned a lot because people there's so many trades, so many ways you can trade. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to highlight two things as well to like to the viewers and to yourself, just as you know, someone in my position anyway. It's just and it's just all love. I think the first things first is like ultimately you're a pinnacle of that's one of the reasons why you're able to get this withdrawal and you're going to be successful no matter in what time and realm. And the reason being is because success formula is very simple. It's just never give up and just have to work hard. And one of the best factor I think you did or unintentionally did was you ended up buying so many courses and kept doing different ones and kept learning gems, good things and bad things. And that's the most important thing. So many people are like, I want to do it for free, I want to learn it on YouTube. But the thing is, if you do, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but the problem is you're sacrificing time. What you learn on those courses, even if you paid for it, and even if it was a scam, that is a lesson well learned. If it's not a lesson, it's a blessing. So you got blessed with like, okay, cool. I know this is not going to work. This is a scam. That if it's $100, $200, $500, whatever it is, you know for good, like that's not going to work. And I'm not going to do this ever again. But if you've never done it, you could be paying that kind of lesson in way more in the future. So I think that's like the first thing. I think it's so cool to see like I love seeing people who buy like loads of courses and go through them because I did the same thing when I first started buying every single one. Yeah, that was crap. That was shit. That was good. This was I don't understand this, and then just kind of compile it and just see what works for me, right? Because it like someone's making a course, it's just that's what works for them. Just like what yours, like you know how you trade works for you, but it might not work for me. We both trade mechanical. Someone might trade discretionary, just completely different.
Right.
And the second thing I want to highlight in this interview for yourself is the power of the mastermind, which is think and grow rich, right? One of the main things is you were saying the accountability and all of that. And I think that's so cool because you start to see these traits in so many people, especially when you do interviews, when you meet different types of businessmen and all this kind of stuff. And I think what's really cool in what you said, and it helps me remind is when you have a group of people, you learn a lot. You see people who are not accountable, you see people who are do well when you're doing wrong, and then you're all on this path to win. Because when you win, truly, really and truly, you want everyone to win because there's more than enough for on the table for everyone. Because if you win and I win, we push each other and we become better and better and better and better and better. It doesn't work by stepping on each other. It's all about pushing each other. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
it's not
those
that
were
you're stealing something from me if you win as I do. Yeah.
exactly. It's like you get the withdrawal. It doesn't I'm not stealing. You're not stealing money from me. I get withdrawal. You get withdrawal. We all win, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
So then going back on that, and then we'll move on from this course questions. But I feel like there's a lot of value on this for a lot of people to learn. What would you say is the number one thing from all these courses that you learned was like a breakthrough for you? Like that one thing is like that's it. Trading is now it just makes sense now. Like because everyone has a breakthrough. What was your breakthrough?
My breakthrough was starting to trade mechanically, and I actually learned that from a very well-known scammer. I mean, it's.
You want to? I mean, you're welcome to say we're an open book at myfundedfx. It's
I
up to
mean, I
you.
won't say his name. I wouldn't name drop him, but he's pretty famous. He just disappeared from every platform, making a very bad noise, you know. But yeah, I started learning from him precisely 1 year ago, maybe
Mhm,
a little more. And he just was marketing this idea of mechanical trading, and that's what shifted my mentality, you know, because trading discretionary was like yeah, I wouldn't ever become profitable with that down that road. So
mm,
he taught me, yeah, that was the message. I got the message. He he actually taught us like a strategy, I mean, his mechanical strategy, but he would fake data. So that's actually very important. I gave him very much money
mhm,
for it to only I mean, we all came to know that it was a scam. But how did we come to know that it was a scam? We started backtesting months and months and months worth of data mechanically with his checklist, and we saw that data wouldn't match, you know.
wouldn't
And
match what he's promoting.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And but that was what money well spent because yeah, that taught me to how to spot a liar or a fake marketer, you know, a fake
Mm.
guru. Because if you sell mechanical strategy and you teach me how to backtest mechanically, and I find out that you're faking the same, but yeah, but the shifty mentality was all worth it, you know. I
That's
would pay
it's
double for it.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy. But like, I think what's interesting is like there's actually scammers out there as well that actually do like they speak a lot of sense. They actually make a lot of sense as well. It's just they can't trade and their own data makes no sense as well. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? But I think like you can. I think yet again, this is another testament to your trait. There's a lot to learn from it, but I just find it really, really, really funny because you're absolutely right. Like when data is data, you can't fake that. When people say
Right.
they do $100 or $1,000 into $200,000, but then they go and moan about funded trading, saying making 10% in a month is impossible. I'm like, but you're talking about you make 1,000%. What's 10% to you?
Yeah.
But that's why funded trading is so good because you can't fake it, right?
Right. Right. And everything is public. So
Yeah, yeah. But I find that you've had an interesting journey. I'm definitely going to ask you more off camera. That's for sure.
right.
All right, so let's go on to your funded journey. So you've had quite a nice withdrawal from myfundedfx, and like you said to us before the interview, you really enjoyed myfundedfx so far. So how has like your funded journey been? So you've been learning for 3 years. How did funded come into the play? Was you always aware of prop firms? Did you like what? How did you even know about them, and how did you start? And was you profitable at the start as well?
Right. So I don't come from a wealthy background, so I knew that I would. I know that I need to like provide for myself, for my family, and for my future family, not just for my current one, like for my birth one, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I love that.
yeah, and after 1 month, I mean, as soon as I joined that academy, I knew I came to know about all these prop firms, and that's what made me stick to trading. Because yeah, I don't have capital, but I know that I came to know that it's a scaling. I have scaling opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
and potentially with with exponential growth,
Yeah.
I can grow my personal capital with prop firms. So I don't need to come from my father's money in order to grow my capital. I just
Mm-hmm.
can trade with you guys
Yeah.
and other firms
And
to grow
scale
my
it.
personal capital and then go on. And that's just that mentality shift. It's what made me stick to trading, yeah, and not
Mm.
like pursue some other business.
And it's crazy because like the amount you can grow to is insane, right? If you get maximum allocation with like say 5 firms, you're already nearly 2 to 3 million funded. You make 10% in even 10% in say a quarter, not even a month. 10% in a quarter, you're doing
Right,
40, 50K, even 100K, or even 200K. And that's a lot of money. People forget that, and people forget because you see withdrawals and marketing and all this kind of stuff. People forget that like 5, 10K can really change your life. It's you got to remember like you got to respect the 1K, 2K, all the money in it, and whatever comes to you is important. So then when you kind of scaled with that and you came into this whole funded, how was your first like couple of challenges? Like did you pass first time? Did you fail? I love the reaction.
I don't know.
I had the same. I had the same. I feel
I
you
don't
haven't
know
even
a
said
single
anything and I
person
felt it.
that I don't know a single person that was profitable. I mean, actually, my first trading month was with my small personal account, like everybody does.
Mhm.
In 1 week, trading 1 to 3, 3 hours, I made 43%, risking 2%. Nobody knew how, not even me. Just market was doing the same thing all over and over again on Aussie dollar, yeah. But then, yeah, it just all crumbled. My first challenges, I mean, yeah, they went badly because I was trading discretionary. Like the
Yeah.
thing is with mechanical trading is you take a load of you, like
Mm.
it's as if you feel less responsibility over your trading because yeah, you made the plan, all your work, you have done it before. You don't get smarter when you're trading. You always
Mm.
get dumber. So if you're done the work before and you have your plan and you just stick to it and you don't make mistakes like mechanical strategy and stuff, almost don't feel guilty or bad if you fail a challenge or something. Yeah, probably you should like lower the risk or something.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
was
mhm.
pretty prone to high risk, like 2%, 1%. Yeah, not
Yeah.
in challenges. I never risk 2% in challenges because yeah, that's just mad. But yeah,
Yeah. But then going on that, seeing as obviously your struggles and stuff like that, and you emphasize a lot on mechanical the system. What are some of the like I have I don't know if you do this, but I have like a full like page. So I have like a strategy sentence, what my strategy is. I have a mantra, then I have my rules, and then I have tick boxes, and then I have a daily report card. So I kind of make sure that every single thing is ticked off. It's like going to the gym. I check my gym bag. I know what I'm
Mhm.
working out, and then I go there and I just do exactly that, and I just follow the plan, and I know I'll get in shape. Right? It's the same thing with trading. I have my plan. I just need to execute and follow through. What are some of the things in your mechanical system? Seeing as you're so like, I love how like passionate you are with mechanical, and I can see that that's what's changed your trading and shaped your trading. So if we can add some value to like the viewers and stuff, right? What is some mechanical tips and some mechanical things you have in place right now that you think, okay, younger Pietro is this is what you should be doing? What would it be?
Right. I would tell myself 3 years ago, there's money to be made in the market at every hour. I mean, yeah, just yeah, leave Asia
Powerful.
alone, Asian session, just stick to London and New York, and just pick one session and do other stuff because one session is enough. I currently just
Mm,
trade London session, and yeah, it's been a game changer because we do this for freedom, and I would just all day long on charts. I mean, it's fine when you're starting, but when you're executing, when you have your plan, I mean, I wouldn't trade my freedom. If I'm doing this for freedom, I wouldn't sit on charts for 12 hours with my
it's so
alerts and
true.
stuff. I'm
So,
done.
so true.
Yeah, London session, I'm done. So yeah, just design a plan and backtest a plan that fits your. I wouldn't say personality, and I wouldn't even say schedule, but yeah,
Interesting.
that fits your schedule a bit, and that fits your I don't know your way of living. Yeah, I like to wake up in the morning and be done.
What about so okay, cool. One session, how many trades?
Max two on prop firms per day,
And what how many pairs?
one pair,
One pair. And how many so how many trades, how many sessions, how many pairs, how many setups?
two setups.
Okay, you have two setups, so that's why you have two tries then ultimately. All right, guys, so you've made it into the middle of the interview. So the giveaway is very simple. We have 25K challenges to give away in this video. All you need to do is a comment and answer the questions that I have asked about this interview in the comment section below. So once you've answered them, the winners will be picked within 48 hours. In the future, we will do spontaneous giveaways on these. But if you've missed this, all the trader interviews up to the 10th interview will have a giveaway in every single video. So stay tuned, go and enter, and let's get back to the video. Summarize that. You said one trade, two setups or two tries ultimately in one session. And I love that idea because it's incredibly simple, right? Like
Yeah,
we often overdo it. And I find that the craziest thing and the one thing that's really changed my trading too, and I think I'm resonating with you a lot because the mechanical setup is one trade, one session, one pair. That's it.
yeah.
No more. And I don't know if I'm going to make more money because I used to trade gold and DAX. Now I'm only trading DAX, but I know for sure from a mental perspective, it's a lot easier. Like I come on, I look at the part, like I look at my pairs. I don't have to look at gold and DAX. I just look at DAX and I see DAX straight away and I'm like, nothing, nothing. Go about my day, live my life. Whereas before I used to sit there and be like, gold, DAX, just waste my time on the charts. And what you said earlier about the freedom, right? Is like we get into trading for freedom, but because we become such workaholics, we end up sitting there all day trying to trade or trying to study and stuff like that, where we should be out experiencing life and just being free. So I love that though. I love like what you
You know
said.
what's the problem with that? Yeah, it's because all the marketing around this industry. You start in this industry by seeing 1,000 pips a day or
Mm,
50 hour a day. And what's your goal in trading? I mean, is it really your goal to make $1,000 a month? I mean, it was my goal back in the day, but
mhm,
yeah, I didn't know better. My goal is not to make 1,000. I mean, when you have a mechanical strategy that averages 25 to 30 hour a month on one
mm.
pair, on one session, what more do you need? I mean,
That's a powerful. I love that. I love that. Say that again, Pietro.
I
Say
mean,
that bit again. That was fucking sick.
when you have one strategy that averages 25 to 30 hour a month, all right, on one pair, on one session, what more do you need? I mean, you just play with risk,
Mm-hmm,
risk lower with prop firms, higher in your personal account, but it won't be worse than $1,000 on your personal account,
mm-hmm,
risking like a quarter of
mm-hmm,
normal.
mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
I want to add to that as well. Like, let's just say he's saying that 30, 40 it can potentially get. You only need a small piece of that puzzle, like a small piece of that pie. You can have 10R, 15R, 20, it doesn't matter. You can just make a small amount of that. So if it provides you 30 to 40R, you just need 10R and 10%. Let's just say that's 1%, right, per R. So that's 10% in general, right?
Right.
You literally on a million, that's 100K a month. On 100K, that's
Yeah,
10K a
you get
month.
yeah.
Like most people can live off of four, like the average salary is $2,000 or $3,000, let alone you can buy a $100,000 challenge for $500. And if you make 10% per month, you're making 10 grand per month. Even if you fail the challenge, you've got your refund after your first payout. It's just insane the opportunity that is available at the moment. And I love that. I really, 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 really like that. And this, you reminded me again why I love doing these interviews, because I get to meet all sorts of different people and we get to share, like we're all like-minded people and we all want each other to win. And I love what you said. If one pair can provide you 30 to 40, I'm going to steal that, but I will write Pietro from Pietro. Then all you really need is 10 or 15R. So, but let's go on to like the funded side of things now. Now things are working well. So I think the first question is, has funded trading changed your life?
I mean, yeah, it's changing right now my life financially, but it has changed my life 2 years ago when I understood the potential of this side of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for problems, I wouldn't have continued. Because yeah, without the capital, you can't make it in the forex. I mean, you can actually technically turn $500 into 5 million, but yeah, what are the odds? And
Yeah, yeah.
what are the odds that you don't come out of it insane?
Mm,
That's
mm,
some unrealistic shit, unrealistic expectation that has been sold to us and to every person that approaches this industry for so long that yeah.
I think there's quite a shift though, like in social media, because we've got people like you and me creating this type of content, and people who dive into it, they first dive into it with all these like, unrealistic expectation and stuff. And then they start to be able to watch more content like ours. They start to realize, hold on a sec, I don't need to make 1,000 R per month. I don't need to be at the computer 12 hours a day trying to get a million trades. I just need a simple one trade, one session, one a day, and whatever it reaps me rewards over a period of time. I might not make $110,000 this month. It'll be $100. But if I can consistently do that, there'll be 1,000 and 2,000 and 3,000. And then that's how people's lives change. I guess that's how it worked for you, right? Because you already saw in your mind that my life can change if I just consistent, and then I can scale, which is just a summary of what you were saying earlier, which is beautiful. But then on your withdrawal, what have you been spending your money on?
Yeah. some
Partying, going out?
some of it went on my personal. They're all linked, and yeah, some on new challenges, and yeah, something for personal expenses. Yeah, it wasn't that big. I mean, yeah, I'm not shitting on that amount of money, but yeah, it's not something that you can build something like some other business or stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a start. Like it's a nice start. I'm pretty happy to have made it,
Nice,
and
man.
yeah, yeah, I agree with the thing that you just said about people first coming into the industry. I get tons of messages like
Mm-hmm.
about can you help me? I need money to start trading. I mean, I can't fathom the level of people that start on this industry. I mean, I was there too,
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
how can you, for example, as a legit content creator and trader, how would you describe to a person that first comes into the business how things are really done? He won't understand unless he hits his head onto the wall. So
Correct.
yeah, it's sad because these fake mentors won't hesitate on them. They would just prey on them and just
It's horrible.
yeah. And yeah, they'll always choose a mentor like a guru that flashes Lambos or that flashes $1,000 instead of a legit person because it takes time to recognize real. And now
Mm.
real recognizes real, but back in the day, like 2 years ago, I wouldn't be
Mm.
able to. No.
That's what I say. A fisherman always knows another fisherman. For example, if I know a real businessman or anyone who does real estate or trading, I can spot them just like that. And then on top of that as well, I think, these people, karma, I know that it's a deep conversation for an interview, but I do believe in karma. But what goes around comes around. And everyone has a debt to pay. Life is a zero-sum game. And just to kind of get deep with it whilst you guys are watching, is that we were born, and when we are born and when we die, we have nothing and we die with nothing. But what we do in between is imperative and important. And if you are a scammer watching this, you motherfucker, you will get what's coming to you. I'm not saying that I'm coming after you, but you can't, like, God is watching and the universe is
Right.
watching. They are two people you cannot run away from. You can lie to your mum, you can lie to your dad, you can even lie to your dog, you can lie to absolutely everyone, you can even lie to yourself. You can convince yourself so much that even you think it's real. But the two people, whether you're religious or not, the God or the universe, they are two things you cannot lie to, and they will always, always come back to you. So yeah, but I think going back to what you said as well is like when people like people who come into the industry, I think if you get scammed, you deserved it. Not that I'm saying that, you know, your life should be harder than it is, but the thing is, if you're trying to get rich quick, this kind of comes with part and part of the play. Because if you're trying to buy a lottery ticket, the odds are quite low anyway. And even if you win the lottery, can you keep the money? You don't have financial literacy, and you don't know how to build businesses. You don't know how to keep the money. You don't know finance as a whole. So you're going to struggle. Same thing when people come into trading. It's like a lot of people will ask for handouts, you know, like, teach me, give me a giveaway, give me all this kind of stuff. The giveaways are happening. You just need to enter it. Not only do you need to enter it, why are you asking me for it? Like, I'm giving you a list of what you need to do to go and do it. But I think that a lot of people will ask for handouts and a lot of people will fail. But the ones who persevere, like yourself and me and a lot of you guys watching, you will make it. Your time will come. You just need to persevere. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of success. You just keep failing your way until you found a way. He failed his way and found a mechanical way and then stopped failing. And then he will still fail, actually. You will still make mistakes. You will still make, you know, different types of failures, but you'll just keep doing and succeeding. True failure is when you give up. So never give up. But that was my quick little message. But then going on from that, what's your, you know, where would you want to go with now with funding? You want to do more challenges? Do you have goals on how much you want to be scaled? What's your next steps and what's your plan?
So I actually have a spreadsheet. I made a spreadsheet about all prop firms on on Excel,
Cool.
and wrote it down on paper, like maximum capital that I could reach with legit prop firms. But
Hmm.
I keep erasing prop firms because you fucking yeah, there's just some shady shit that happening in this business right now. I don't know. Even with big ones, I know. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
you can't trust even the bigger ones. Yeah.
yeah. I'm with you on that. Just like Andrew, who got banned from FTMO because he was trading on a larger lot size. I mean, FTMO is supposed to be gold standard. And then, but it's hard though, isn't it? Because beggars can't be choosers and you need to kind of get funded with them all. So would you look at getting maximum allocated with myfundedfx?
Of course, I will. Hold on just a second. The truck is passing. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I will, of course, try to go with max allocation because, yeah, it's the most legit prop firm I can name right now. And
Yeah,
I've been
boy.
saying it for a very long time. Yeah, even before this interview came. So,
Love, man.
yeah, the
Why do you
most,
love it so much? Like, why do you love myfundedfx? It's going to be a question anyway, but I'll
yeah,
ask now.
just the professionalism around it. The spreads are great, and they don't.
Sweet.
I don't get sleep like on the prop firm that claims to be the number one right now. And
I love how you're not trying to say names.
yeah, yeah, because you know I try to
Yeah,
be
yeah. Professional.
professional, keep
I
everything
got you.
professional, and yeah, just the professionalism. The one thing that I mean, I understand why it's like this, but I
Mhm.
would love it to increase the max allocation from two step or two
Yeah,
steps.
me too. To
Yeah,
600K or something, right?
it's yeah three, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I get the reason behind that choice.
Hmm.
But yeah, it would be cool in the future,
It's
and
definitely coming.
I really like the founder Matt. He's
Yeah, yeah. He's cool.
really
He's a cool
legit. Yeah.
guy. What so then I guess just to finish this off, right? You know, most importantly, like, what is your top tip for traders as an overall to get to where you are?
So it's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but I wouldn't recommend it. Recommend to make it alone, to try to make it alone, because just you don't have time. It would take you 4x amount of time
Mm-hmm.
if you even make it. So just find someone that you can trust, and please ask people, like ask your mentors for proof of profitability, proof of payouts, proof of everything. You can just check if someone is funded by and joining the Discord channels and see if they have the tag. I mean, it's so easy
Hmm.
to check if someone is legit. Just don't give insane amount of money. For example, there's a guy that messaged me. he gave more than 50K to a scammer because he promised him, yeah, like actual dollars. And I
Yeah.
don't blame him because yeah, it's shady, this industry, when you first join it. But
Yeah.
yeah, just find a mentor that you can trust, that is like legit. And don't, I mean, if you need to invest some money in your education, just do it. I mean, it's the same if you invest like $3,000 on a legit mentor, or if you like invest 300 at a time with fake gurus and stuff. You won't
Mm,
learn more with fake gurus. Like, it
mm,
always like end up like this. You'll just have your small account with $1,000 that will be burned out first week or first month.
hmm.
Then you'll spend like 1,000 with 10 different coaches, fake coaches, because who, I mean, it's pretty easy to spot if someone is not legit, as I
Mm.
said. And you'll end up spending thousands and thousands of dollars when you could have just spent that amount, or even less, on, and stick to with one single person, and
Yep.
just don't waste money on, yeah, second tip, don't waste money on personal accounts in the beginning. It's just a waste of money, like the biggest waste of money you can
I think
imagine.
nowadays it is, right? Because
Yeah,
prop firms are so cheap. For if you try to do a $500 account yourself, you might as well just buy two prop firm challenges at 25K or 10K and just prove to
yeah.
yourself you can
I
trade, right? It's
mean,
so much cheaper.
if you're profitable with $100, you can get a $10,000 account and just make it from there. You get
Mm-hmm.
80% profit split most of the time. So yeah, just don't waste money on personal accounts and trying to flip them.
Yeah.
Useless. Yeah.
That's wicked. That's wicked. And I think they're really, 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 really good tips and a really good interview. I really enjoyed your time. So thank you very, very much for jumping on this interview here with us at myfundedfx. If people wanted to find you, and probably you're going to get spammed to some degree and they're going to ask you for mentorship as well, where can
It's
people
fun.
find you?
Add the Wolf of Pips on Instagram. The
Wolf of
Wolf
Pips.
underscore of Pips,
Mhm.
because someone before me took that username and
We'll
it's
put the link in the
inactive.
description.
Yeah. And yeah, just that. I mean, I have a website, thewolfofpips.com, and that's it. Yeah.
Cool. No Twitter, no YouTube or anything like that.
I mean, I have Twitter, but I just use it to read like
Get
tweets.
on Twitter. Get on Twitter. Twitter is so much better. It's so much cleaner. The good traders on there. The information's good on there. Definitely. What's your Twitter as well? I'm gonna give me your Twitter because I'm gonna make sure you use Twitter
I don't
from now
even
on.
know. Wait, hold on a second.
We'll,
It,
we'll put it in the link in the description. Don't worry. When you find it, when you give me your website, your Instagram, and Twitter, I'll put them all in below on this interview when this interview goes live.
all right, so I just found out that I have two Twitter accounts. That's per personal. It's something like, yeah, the Wolf of Pips should be the Wolf of Pips. Like, let me find it.
Cool. We'll put that in. Don't worry. We'll put the link in as Wolf of Tips. But you send
Yeah.
me the link anyway after this. After this interview, you send me the links just to make sure we're sending them to the right person, that the real you, not the fake you.
Yeah, on Twitter, just add the Wolf of Pips without the underscore. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, Pietro. It was a pleasure having you on this call. And I look forward to everyone's reaction to this video because it was a really, really informative one. I think there's a lot of education and a lot of value added in. So it's going to be really cool to see what people think and say. So cool. Thanks, brother.
Thank you very much.
Peace. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. What an amazing interview. I think it's one of my favorite ones in terms of just bouncing back and forth. Really good. I think because we integrate a mechanical system together, there was a lot of relations when it comes to trading. So if you guys want to go check out more of our videos, check out our YouTube channel there as well. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to start your trading challenge, a link in the description below. And also, if you do want to learn from me, join our Discord or anything like that, all the links are in the description below.